Hello people, today I just wanted to go quickly through Astral Radiance, do a quick analysis. As usual, as you can see, we're going to take a look at American data. So we're going to take a look at DigiPlay, we're going to take a look at when the set released, and we're also going to take a look at pool rate. So we're going to try to do I don't want to say complete, but as in-depth analysis as possible that I can do on a short YouTube video. And then as usual, we're going to compare the European data with the bot. So we're going to take a look at some market depth, some volume as usual. So first part is going to be the American market, and second part is going to be the European. And I do have reason to believe, and we're gonna see him right now, that this box is going to be the next one. But I mean, before we get started, I just wanted to say, I don't know if you look at a couple of videos ago, I think I called it rant on seal investing, but whatever. Basically gave my opinion on what was going to happen next, and we're already seeing them. Yeah, I'll leave you to that video if you guys are interested. And also remember, tomorrow we're going live here on the channel with Buzz Toys and a guest, the legend, who's just been to Japan. So we're going to talk about the Japanese market and then just Pokemon investing as a whole. So ready people. Sorry about that. So here Astral. Before we get started, Astral released on May 2022, so it is 2.5 years old now. It hasn't really had much love so far. Now I'm biased. I'm a very biased person towards this set, but I'm gonna try to be as neutral as possible. My first and only Pokemon game was Pokemon Diamond, and I grew up with Pokemon Diamond and Pearl, and then Black and White. So I'm a bit biased, but so that had to be said. Now, as you can see here, the listings are in the 200, and if we scroll at the end of the first page, we're already at 240 now as usual. That doesn't mean we cannot see other people entering the market at 200. That is possible. However, as of right now, what I like to call market depth, so where the booster boxes are priced, it is pretty thin. And as you can see, volume ramps up at 300. So I wouldn't be surprised to see this going up very soon. Now, one thing I wanted to point out is the Dialga, which I have 2 copies. I sold recently a PSA 10. I'm not huge into graded cards. I just, as long as they're mint, so PSA 9 qualities, I'm happy. Plus, I don't like slabs. Anyways, near mint 64, but we know how DigiPlay is lately. So if we look at some sales data, we see some 50, we see some 60, but you could say between the 50s and I mean, it's kind of hard to tell, isn't it? They're all near mint, but hard to tell. The interesting thing is that there's not many listings right now, only 18. A couple here are, what is this, Chinese, whatever. Some of these might also be Chinese. I don't know if they list them, like this 39 here. Sounds very suspicious. So I'll take a look at the listings. And here, as you can see, lowest listed mid 50s. Here we're in the mid 60, and there's only really 2 pages worth of listings, and they ramp up very quickly. But this card has been real cheap for a really long time. I don't know why it's not loading up here, but yeah, this card has been really cheap. There are items selling, as you can see. These are weekly. Every year for volume, every column, every bar is a week when you are on the yearly time frame, so 52. And but what is more interesting, and before we go into the podcast, what is more interesting is the pull rates. So pull rate for a specific what is called alt art Pokemon V, so either the Dialga, the Machamp, the Palkia, or the Beedrill, the Hisuian Sneasel, which I really like this artwork. Couldn't care less about the Pokemon, but I love the artwork. Plus it's so cheap, man. And I think that's it, isn't it? Yeah, I think that's it. So what does it mean? It means that if you open a pack, and the odds of pulling the alt art you want is 1 out of 110. Now the odds of pulling like anyone is 1 out of 35. For reference, these are, I mean, if we want to translate this into SV, these are the equivalent basically of Twilight and Surgeon. So we are talking about that hard to pull. So once again, Same pull rates as, you know, Twilight, Surgeon, but this card is, so, I mean, let's say mid 50 to mid 60. The Palkia is a bit cheaper here. Once again, I'm just gonna consider the listing, and there's much more. So the market depth for this Palkia, so for the Palkia is deeper, and it really had, so far from what I've seen, it was the opposite. Palkia was much more loved. But one thing I wanted to point out as well for this Dialga here, I cannot, unfortunately I cannot zoom in, can I? No, I can't. But here, if you look at who the illustrator is, you might understand why this, I've always thought it was Undershadow, it is Unarita art. Now, that's pretty much about the American market. What I'm trying to say is singles are moving higher. The market is getting thinner for singles, more for Dialga than Palkia. We can take a look at the Machamp actually, which, yeah, I don't think it's a bad set when it comes to all tarts. I think it just, people don't like, and plus also with the gold cards Red per rare, you do have the Palkia and the Dialga, so I don't think it's a bad set, to be honest. And I won't be surprised if by the end of next week we're going to see at $300 or $250. So here, let me filter, and then stay tuned because we're going to take a look at the European market, and for that I have more data. But we're just going to take a look at the European, at the booster boxes. So here, 135, page number 2. Yeah, there's plenty. So it looks like it's mainly the Dialga moving. But remember, these two, they're correlated, right? The price of singles and the price of a box are correlated. As one moves higher, the other will tend to do the same thing. Awesome. So let's transition into European data. So here we are with the bot. If you're not familiar, you can find a playlist on my channel, but you can access this bot for free just by joining the Discord, the link down below. Yes, it is free. How surprising, right, these days? So now let's plot Astral booster boxes. Wait a second here. Awesome. So we have the data. Now I'm going to explain this jump. This jump is basically, there has been, and I think it's the same here. Every time you see this big jump, there has been a Greek seller posting 44. It's always 44. But I talked with a few members, and it seems to all be shipping in Greek, or we don't even know if, in Greece, sorry, and we don't even know if he actually has the box. It's really suspicious, to be honest. So ignore the jumps. So just pretend this is, this line. Ignore these jumps because it's him. And as you can see, they have been selling drastically over the past 2 months. But if you look at basically almost any Sword and Shield set, this is going to be the trend for all of them, just selling out. Now price, as you can see, it is starting to move higher. For newer ones, the blue line, as you can see, is the average of the lowest prices, so sometimes it can be misleading. Why? We're going to take a look at why in a second. And this is the median price. What is the median price? The median is that data point that splits the data set in two, right? So I'm going to give you an example. You got, and it's an order statistic. What the hell are you saying? What did you call me? So an order statistic basically is you take all your data, you order them, in increasing order. So let me give you an example. Between 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, the median is going to be 3. So in a way, it tells you where most of basically, that 50% of the boxes are below this number right here. 50% of the boxes are listed above this price right here. So that's basically what is the median price. Okay, so now let's take a look at volume, which is what is very interesting. So volume, Astral Radiance. So we can see where the boxes actually are. Awesome. So as you can see, 50% of the boxes, the median is what, 190. 50% here are about before 190, and 50% are after 190. So as you can see, I was in line. Now, as you can see, not really much supply here. And as you can see, the next level is going to be 200. Now, one thing I don't really say much on the channel, but it does work. Work with the numbers. Prices are numbers. Work with the numbers. The next obvious price target is 200. After we get 200, it's going to be 250, and then 300. If demand is strong as you were seeing, we're going to just crash through whatever is between 250 and 250. If the market is really strong, we're gonna jump to 300, which is what I expect in the American market. First, brilliant, which is once again what I said in the video I pointed out at the beginning of this one, and then the rest to follow with time. And that is gonna be it. Once again, if you appreciate the content, I would really appreciate if you guys leave a like and subscribe. It really helps and it means a lot. I'm trying to grow. And thank you for watching, and I will see you tomorrow on the live stream.